Next to me is the all-new Tesla Model 3 dual motor performance. I made friends that are... Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, thank you. That's actually what I wanted in my review. Next to me is the all-new Tesla Model 3 Dual Motor Performance Edition. Well, the Tesla Model 3 was Tesla's answer to the semi-affordable green car for the masses. This is the real deal. Posed to compete against the likes of the BMW M4 and the Mercedes C63, does the new Tesla Model 3 Performance Edition actually have what it takes to compete? Well, today, we're gonna find out just that. The term dual motor is obviously self-explanatory, but what it does mean in your terms is increased power and increased practicality. Now you can take your Model 3, perhaps even in the same day, to the track and to the ski slopes all at once. And that is pretty cool. With a curb weight of 4,072 pounds, it's actually decently light. Remember how heavy the Tesla Model S and the Model X is due to the fact that they have very large batteries. In comparison to the C63 and M3, yes, it's a little bit heavier, but honestly, the 200-pound difference between this and a C63S and this is 500 pounds, give or take, heavier than an M3, isn't actually that big of a deal because of the traction this has with its all-wheel drive and the instant torque of the electric motors. Yes, the M3 and the C63 are very fast with their 3.70 to 60 and 3.90 to 60 respectively, but this, Tesla themselves, known as a conservative company when it comes to numbers, and I feel like with some real-world testing, it's gonna be a heck of a lot faster than that. So let's see how fast the Tesla Model 3 Performance does 0 to 60. After 3 different runs to 60 miles an hour, 2 of which I was alone, 1 of which I had somebody in the car helping me film, 3.4 seconds, 3.4 seconds, and 3.5 seconds. The best part is the 3.5 second run wasn't actually the one where a person was in the car. It just simply meant that there was a little bit less traction from where I took off from. But think about how impressive that is for this car to do 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, time and time again. I don't even have a full charge. It's really hot out right now. I just stepped in this car for the first time. Wow, that is a heck of a lot faster than an M3 and a C63. Now, after 100 miles an hour, it's quite possible that this car will slow down. It's actually very likely. Now, Tesla is going to remedy that by coming out with the Tesla Roadster, their $250,000, basically Bugatti Chiron killer. It's expected to be faster, 0 to 200 kilometers an hour, and perhaps 0 to 200 miles per hour faster than a Chiron or the hypercars of today's time. That's pretty impressive, don't you think? Well, you're probably not surprised at the results. While it's impressive, Tesla has proven themselves time and time again that they are the quickest, without a doubt, in the sedan and SUV categories at doing 0 to 60. Once they come out with the Roadster, they're going to be the quickest of all time, save maybe something like the Rimac Concept 2, which is, of course, all electric. And I believe that the world of hypercars, well, many of them, like where McLaren is going, where they'll have the Senna, the hardcore full internal combustion engine car, then they might have a hybrid car, and then in order to compete at a level of instant acceleration and torque, all of the car companies, in order to actually have a chance at competing with Tesla, are going to have to go full electric. That means even something like a Koenigsegg Regera, as fast as it is with its single gear, its lack of transmission, it will have to go full electric to be as quick as this. But what we don't know about the Model 3, what I didn't know until I spent the day with it, the last 24 hours driving this car absolutely everywhere, is what is it like to drive in the canyons? Because, well, can it compete with the ultimate driving machine from BMW or the best or nothing from Mercedes? And the craziest part about the Model 3 is that it truly can. Sure, it doesn't make any noise. It has a slight little whine to it that essentially it makes noise just so you know something's happening, and on the outside it makes noise for pedestrian awareness. But because of the $29,000 performance package that takes that $35,000 entry Tesla Model 3, of course there is the $7,500 government incentive that year after year is going to be halved. So if you are thinking about getting one, now might very well be the time, because next year it goes to $3,750 and then it drops, so on and so forth, and the car gets more expensive based on the lack of tax credit. But the $29,000 performance package, in my eyes, on top of the $35,000 base price, is somewhat of a steal, actually. For 64 grand, all of a sudden, you have a car that has a similar base price to a BMW M3 or a C63, yet can outperform it in a straight line, no questions asked. It also has quite a nice interior in here. I love the all white. In fact, this is some of the whitest leather I've ever seen, even whiter than something like in a Rolls Royce. But with the performance package and the additional upgrades with the brakes and suspension, it's actually better than an M3 or a C63. Sure, it doesn't do smoky burnouts. In fact, it actually only has 235mm rear tires, yet still has grip. That's Tesla using technology and science and basically trial and error to figure out that you don't need a 295 rear tire if you have the right rubber and the right weight distribution. Because of the batteries, they're low down in the cabin like the Tesla Model S, but finally, we've actually got not just a low weight distribution, we've got a lower curb weight with that low distribution, as well as OEM Pilot Sport 4S tires. This thing launches off the line with absolutely no wheel slip, and it's got similar sized tires to a Toyota Prius. That's pretty cool. There's no denying the Tesla Model 3 is a performer in every single category, from the interior quality to, well, I would say the exterior. In all white like this with the upgraded wheels, it does look quite nice, but there are some specs with the base model, Model 3, with the wrong wheels and the wrong color that, well, it looks a little bit cartoonish. But what's more ironic than a car that looks a bit cartoonish that's able to beat things like an M3 and a C63? And of course, looks are extraordinarily subjective, so while I love the way this car looks in this certain spec, many of you might disagree, some of you might agree, it doesn't really matter. But there's no denying the M3 and the C63 do look a bit more menacing. But there's also no denying that the M3 and the C63 get horrendous gas mileage and fuel economy. And there's no denying that this, well, it doesn't even have a fuel economy because it uses batteries and electricity. The actual EPA adjusted electric miles per gallon equivalent is so far superior, it's not even worth comparing this in the same sentence to those cars. And with a 310 mile range, which effectively becomes 280 miles in the real world, that's plenty good range-wise as compared to any of its gasoline internal combustion competitors. And how long does it take to charge? Well, if you're eating, you're stopping for lunch, you're not gonna have to stop for fuel all the time, and if you plan it out right, you never even have to go to a supercharging station in your entire life unless you do long road trips. You simply charge it at home. But if you are on a long road trip, you can simply stop, check how fast it's charging, how much time is left on your phone while you're getting a bite to eat, and this thing can charge at upwards of 400 miles an hour. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean every hour you're adding 400 miles of range. Now, the maximum capacity is 310 miles, so you're talking about, well, a full charge in somewhere around 45 minutes. So if you have that lunch break, or you don't need a full charge, you just need to get home, you charge it for 10 minutes, you're gonna be just fine. And it costs a lot less to fill up than an internal combustion engine vehicle. So, is the Tesla Model 3 awesome, and is it better than the M3 and the C63? Well, everything I'm saying, other than the performance elements, is subjective. You can't say that one car is downright better in every way than another. well, I might try to convince you, and I truly believe in my heart that this car is a performance vehicle, minus the sound element and perhaps the looks and the driftability, is better in every way than those cars. Instead of complaining about the noise, let's think of it as a blessing in disguise, literally in disguise. This is a fun, nimble, the steering feels so good in your hands, it darts from side to side, there's limited, if not any body roll, and it accelerates so fast, your stomach churns, all in silence. You draw no attention to yourself, and you're leaving a minimal carbon footprint. You're also getting really efficient traveling, electric equivalent of fuel economy, so it's going to cost you less money in the long run. Now, me as a petrol head, emphasis on the petrol, I love the internal combustion engine. I love the explosive, literally, element of gasoline-powered engines. What if you had that as the weekend car? If you're spending $75,000 on a daily driver, now, not everybody would have a second vehicle, but perhaps you would. If you wanted a cheaper vehicle, what about a used Porsche Cayman for $40,000 when you have the $75,000 car? Or if you are in the upper echelon of people, which many people buying this car are, you drive the car that's super visceral and loud on the weekend when you're in the canyons, and you simply drive this in the city. So with that being said, for $75,000 to $78,000, in fact, if you didn't get all the options for self-driving, things that the C63 and the M3 can't do to the degree, even close to, that this car can do, the Tesla Model 3 is the best car in the world in its price category for $65,000 to $78,000 in the performance sector. Below that, for the $35,000 to $55,000, it is also the best car in the world in its category. If you need the sound, you need the looks, which to me, I partly do. But for a car, this purpose of this Model 3, I really think they knocked it out of the park. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. Special thanks to Miles Per Hour for letting me review this car. Check out his YouTube channel. He's got big things coming. I look forward to seeing you next video.